combinations too. And it's just been tough on Malinga.
Going fine, nice and relaxed. There's 2 more rounds left. Keep fighting the way you're fighting. And watch out for that uppercut. That's the only punch he has left. Watch out for the uppercut.
Vusi Malinga. The 11th round scheduled for 12. Malinga in blue, Santa Cruz in the multicolored shorts. These two men fighting for the vacant IBF World Championship. And this fight has been dominated by the younger fighter, Leo Santa Cruz, as you take a look at our show stats, total punches.
He's heading toward a potential bantamweight record for CompuBox in our show stats, because he is already over 1,103 punches there. He's heading toward a potential record in the bantamweight division. I mean, that's a lot of punches. He already had 8th place in that category by landing 1,177. He's definitely going to beat that tonight, unless he would knock out Malinga in this round. And one thing we can say, Malinga doesn't look like he wants to get knocked out, despite all the punishment he's taking.
Malinga standing right in front of Santa Cruz. As you mentioned, Al, for a veteran, Vusi Malinga has not used his angles. It's been very easy to hit for the younger Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I think that's the big criticism you have to say of Malinga. He's been busy, he's been game, but just some angles would have helped him a bit. And that's why, you know, that's the kind of fighter that's going to give Santa Cruz some issues.
No knockdowns thus far in this fight for the vacant IBF bantamweight crown. The left hook to the body by Santa Cruz has been very effective. And it's a straight right hand.
You know, I don't think Leo Santa Cruz is ever going to be a monstrous knockout puncher. But what's more fun than watching somebody throw this volume of punches? And especially if he were going to get in there against somebody that was able to do more offensively against him. And there's Malinga landing a good straight left, but those have been few and far between.
Santa Cruz busy.
That's the elbow.
Yeah, that's the understatement of the decade.
"15 seconds in the 11th. One round remaining for the vacant IBF World Championship. But don't forget, folks, coming up later, our co-main events. Winky Wright, at one time, pound for pound, regarded as one of the best fighters in the world, returns after close to a 4-year layoff as he takes on Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillen. And then it's Antonio Magic Man Tarver facing Latif Coyote in a cruiserweight bout. Tarver putting his title on the line.
Those should be a lot of fun. And in between all that, Austin Trout and Delvin Rodriguez, we have a big night of boxing here. We're just going to stay here for a long time. It's going to be a pajama party, guys.
No doubt about it, out here in Southern California.
We're going to order some pizzas, make some prank phone calls. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
We're approaching the 12th and final round of this round. Let's cheer on the man in the center of the ring. This is round 12.
The 12th and final round for the vacant IBF World Championship. Leo Santa Cruz, 23 years old, from Rosemead, California, has been sensational in the red, white, and blue trunks. Taking on Vusi Malinga, 32 years old, from South Africa. And it's kind of amazing when you think that Malinga has been able to remain in this fight with some of the punishment that he's taken, especially to the body.
You know, it's extraordinary he's still there. And you know, he's still punching. That's the part that's intriguing. You know, that's when I think the nobility of boxing is exemplified by what Vusi Malinga is doing right here. Yes, he's going to lose this fight. It's probably going to be a shutout, but he is in the 12th round against an opponent 9 years younger, and he is battling away. And obviously, he needs a knockout to win this fight. I can't imagine that he wouldn't.
All right, break. Step back.
Speaking of knockouts, in our first fight of the night on Show Extreme, Sakio Bika. What a nice job.
He's a good fighter. He's in his 30s, but I'll tell you, he's a handful for any 168-pounder. Has always been. And this fight, winning this title for Leo Santa Cruz, is a remarkable achievement for this 23-year-old. It really is. And his performance tonight was poised, it was technically proficient, and it was filled with determination.
Cruz throwing probably more punches in the 12th and final round than he did in the first round. His punch totals have just increased round after round.
Yeah, it's really extraordinary, and that's a good point. He threw 127 in the last round, and he'd never gone 12 rounds. And look at him. I mean, just, you know, granted he's 23 years old, but still, when you've never done this, to do it so effectively is impressive. Now he's squaring himself up a little bit when he throws some of those combos, but man, are they landing! How could you not want to see Leo Santa Cruz fight? I mean, just he's a buzzsaw.
Malinga still coming forward.
You cannot stand in front of him. You better give Santa Cruz angles and box him a bit.
"13 seconds remaining in this world championship fight. Leo Santa Cruz, Vusi Malinga. It's been entertaining, and Santa Cruz has been sensational."
Man, what a way to end that fight as well. Born in Mexico and living in Rosemead, California. Now this young man has done something pretty amazing tonight. He's managed by Cameron Duncan, who parenthetically manages Nonito Donaire, among others. And with a major power player like Cameron Duncan behind him, and with this kind of performance, sky's the limit for this young man. This fight in microcosm was the activity of Leo Santa Cruz. The left hook was a signature punch, and as I mentioned, the jab was effective and the overhand right. Those three weapons were the ones he used the most in this fight. Now that 1-2 combination wasn't the signature of what he did, but you can see he landed that as well. This was as varied a performance as you would like to see from a fighter. And as we mentioned, Malinga did not give him a lot of movement, so that helped him. But still, this young man did everything that was required of him, and why wouldn't he have that kind of smile? Now,
as we take a look at our final show stats, look at the total punches.
That's a lot of punches to throw. His previous high was 1,170, which was 8th on the bantamweight list that CompuBox, which runs show stats, had. This one's going to put him even higher on that list.
Leo Santa Cruz, moments away from his first world title at 23 years old. Against Vusi Malinga, the 32-year-old veteran. Now let's go inside the ring for the decision. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Barry Drucksmann sees the bout 119 to 109. Judges Jose Cobian and Hubert Earl both score the bout 120 to 108. All three in favor of the winner. He is now the IBF Bantamweight Champion of the world, Leo Terremoto Santa Santa Cruz.
So Leo Santa Cruz wins his first world championship here in Carson, California, claiming the vacated title of Abner Mares. He is now the IBF Bantamweight World Champion.
And as you look at that young man and what he did tonight, yes, he's an action fighter, and yes, he's in front of you, but don't think he might not have a really prosperous and long career, because we saw defensive skills